Hello, good evening. I'm Armand Caleb de los Reyes from Psychology 2A, and today we'll be talking about problem solving and critical thinking. So, first, do we define problem solving and critical thinking? We define critical thinking and problem solving as the broadly applicable cognitive skills that people use in constructing a knowledge, identifying patterns, formulating arguments, and solving problems. To be effective critical thinkers, humans need to be able to evaluate vast amounts of information and formulate well reasoned claims. In addition to this, to develop strong problem solving skills, people need to build the capacity to analyze situations, to devise strategies for solving problems, to implement those strategies, and then to evaluate both their solutions and their processes. So, the definition of critical thinking and problem solving. First, critical thinking is a mental process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and evaluating information to reach an answer or conclusion. Problem solving is the result of critical thinking. It involves discovering and analyzing the problems with the goal of finding the best possible solution to overcome the obstacle. Critical thinking skills involves reasoning, evaluating, problem solving, decision making, and analyzing. Aspects of critical thinking according to Bayer. Disposition. Critical thinkers are skeptical, open-minded, value fair-mindedness, respect evidence and reasoning, respect clarity and precision, look at different points of view, and will change positions when reason leads them to do so. Next is criteria. To think critically, it must apply criteria. It needs to have conditions that must be met for something to be judged as believable. Although an argument can be made that each subject area has different criteria, some standards apply to all subjects. An assertion must be based on relevant, accurate facts, based on credible sources, precise, unbiased, free from logical fallacies, logically consistent, and strongly reasoned. An argument is a state of or proposition with supporting evidence. Critical thinking involves identifying, evaluating, and constructing arguments. Reasoning is the ability to infer a conclusion from one or multiple premises. To do so, it requires examining logical relationships among statements or data. Next is point of view. It is the way one views the world, which shapes one's construction of meaning. In search for understanding, critical thinkers view phenomena from many different points of view. Procedures for applying criteria. Other types of thinking use the general procedure. Critical thinking makes use of many procedures. These procedures include asking questions, making judgment, and identifying assumptions. The three core constructs of critical thinking and problem solving are: number one, effective reasoning, the ability to create claims and support them with logical evidences. Decision making, the ability to identify options for a choice, to articulate criteria for evaluating those options, and to evaluate those options based on the articulated criteria. Problem solving, the ability to identify the key questions in a problem, to develop possible plans for solving, to follow through on those plans, and to evaluate both the success of the plan and the solution. The steps of problem solving are: number one, identifying the problem. Find the source of what is wrong. Number two, define the problem. After it is identified, the problem needs to be fully defined. Number three, forming a strategy. How are you going to solve the problem? Number four, organizing information. Before you start solving the problem, you need to organize your facts. What do you know? What do you not know? The more information you have, the better. Allocating resources to determine if this problem is important and high priority to solve, or if it is not as important and less of a priority. The more of a priority it is, the more time, money, or other resources you may want to use. Monitoring progress. This is key because if you are not making good progresses in reaching your goal, you can reevaluate the situation and look for a new strategy. Lastly, evaluating the results. You need to evaluate your results to determine if that is the best possible solution. And that's all. Thank you and God bless.